Oh, sorry for being so long.
Oh, that's okay.
I was going to get dressed, but I couldn't. I've got a video camera, by the way. So have you, yeah.
That's absolutely fine.
We've met before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't met before. Good morning, Mr. Green. My name is Susan Powell. I work for West Berkshire Council.
Yes, I recognise your name.
I think we may have exchanged an email.
We have corresponded.
I'm a colleague of Alex O'Connor, who you met previously
Yes,
with
yes.
PC Duffy.
Yeah,
And I'm here today to serve a community protection notice on you.
Is it a written warning?
It is.
And it's come through the magistrate's court?
No, it is issued by West Berkshire Council. And
So it has no validity then? It's got to come through a magistrate's court, hasn't it?
No, this
So
doesn't
that I can appeal against it?
You do have a route of appeal, and that is
And
explained
not unless
here.
it comes through the magistrate's court, I don't, because I've tried this before.
No, the last time you issued with a warning letter, this is actually the notice.
This is a notice.
This is the notice.
So,
So-
but
so
it
the-
hasn't come through.
No, so the process is that within
Okay.
21 days you can go to the magistrate's court to appeal it.
Okay.
It explains all that on there.
That is
All right.
fully explained.
Now-
I have two copies.
Yeah.
There's a copy
I know
in
you
here.
want me to sign one, but I'm not going to because I haven't
completely
read it.
respect that. I completely respect that. So there is a copy in here.
Yeah.
I put this in this envelope first thing this morning when I signed and dated it.
Yeah.
So you can put this to one side for the 72 hours. I'll happily drop it on the floor for you so you don't
Okay.
touch that. If
Can you
want to-
just briefly say
And then I can-
what it is this time?
Absolutely. So what it is saying is when you were issued with the community protection warning, there were a number of behaviours that were described to you that you had to stop.
Yeah, like video recording in public places.
Absolutely. Now there is appended to this evidence of the fact that you have not ceased those behaviours.
Yeah, well, that original one ended in February, so I'm back to square one as far as I'm concerned. So, because I believe I'm allowed by law to video record at public events and in public places.
So the warning gave you sufficient time to amend your behaviour and to stop
Well, I'm not
those
going to
activities, and
amend
you-
my
and you
behaviour
didn't.
because I believe I'm legally within my rights to carry on reporting on events in Newbury. Okay, so you've got a list
So
there.
there is a list here to
Yeah.
demonstrate that despite the community protection warning notice cessation, you have continued with those behaviours.
Yes.
And the route of escalation for us then is to proceed to a community protection notice.
Through
important
the
thing-
magistrate court.
The important thing to notice with this is that whereas before with the community protection warning, you had a period of time to adopt different behaviours.
This will be indefinite then, I suppose.
No.
No?
The difference for this one is that you have to stop the behaviours immediately. The warning
So
gave you...
what about me recording now? Is that allowed? Because
Well,
There's a list of behaviours on there
yes,
not to do.
so I'm not allowed to video record you then.
If you read it out, Susan,
Yes,
what it's not to do.
so it is the filming and or photographing of young people, including children, without parental consent in West Berkshire.
Even if they're on the street, in a crowd, at a public place, where you realise it's impossible to get permission from their parents or guardians if they're in a crowd.
So
I
the
don't-
conduct that is detrimental is, as I have just read out,
Yeah,
the filming and or photographing of young people, including
I don't
children,
deliberately-
without parental consent in West Berkshire.
I don't deliberately photograph or video record children. I record events where there will be people and children present.
And according to this, that is causing a detrimental effect.
I can't do that anymore.
And secondly, the publication on social media of footage of young people, including children, which has been obtained in West Berkshire without parental consent.
Yeah, okay, I understand that.
Similarly, it is a detrimental effect causing distress to members of the public, parents, by taking photographs and films without seeking parental permission beforehand and continuing to take photographs, film, when requested not to do so.
Okay, you realise this will be on social media as soon as I get back to my computer.
Well, that doesn't breach any of the
That doesn't,
things
because
on it,
I'm
does
not
it?
a young person. So my
So it's
position
only
is
children then, not...
It's very clear.
not-
I will
not-
let you read this in your own time.
Yeah,
I
well,
believe
I've
it
got
has
one.
been worded extremely clearly for you so that you can understand
So
what is
when I
permitted
put
and
this
what
camera
isn't.
on my bicycle to record other motorists, which is what I started out doing, and I cycle through Newbury and there are children in the street, I can't do that anymore.
As it is described to you here.
Okay. Now I
And
can now
similarly, if I'm-
appeal
Yeah.
to
There
a
is-
magistrate,
and it is fully detailed
because
in
I
here how you
have
can
made
appeal.
a stage 1 and stage 2 complaint, as you know,
I'm
previously, which you've turned down. And then I appealed to the local government ombudsman. They agreed with you and not me. I believe I am not doing anything illegal. I am within my rights to put this camera on my bicycle and cycle through town.
As this is described in here, and I need to complete
You say I
reading this
can't.
to you. if that's
Okay, so I
The
can appeal now.
The route of appeal is fully described in here for you.
Yeah.
The final thing to read for you is the detrimental effect causing harassment and distress at community events, including school events, interfering with the community's peaceful enjoyment
Morning.
of and participation
Good morning,
in local
Doug.
and evening
I wish you were
meetings.
here to witness this. They're giving me another community protection notice.
This is a community protection.
This time is for it doing exactly the same thing as before, putting the camera on my bike and cycling through town where there are children. They're now saying I can't do that anymore.
So it's clearly described
Yeah.
in here, the 4 points on the front.
Well,
And-
I don't go to school events, so that's irrelevant.
And as I say, there's the schedule of conduct at the back, which is the evidence since the community protection warning terminated. And there is all of the information in there on how you can appeal,
you-
and also my contact details.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you just refuse to sign,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
sign,
yeah.
and then leave it to Mr. Green.
Yeah.
And can you also notice, take note, there is a witness to part of this.
Of course.
Yeah, fine. I mean, this is just issuing the notice. That's
Yeah,
what they're doing.
but I
today.
can appeal now
Yeah, of
to
course
a
you can,
magistrate's court.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost me £1,200 to use the solicitor, but I can't do it myself. So in all honesty, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it.
that's fine.
Okay, you've got me bang to rights. I cannot now report on events in Newbury or anything happening on the street. Correct?
You
No,
can.
it doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that. What it actually says
Okay, well I will
is,
read.
as well as the things that I have read out to you there, also on here is that the things that must stop immediately, and that's to not film or photograph young people, including children, to not
Right,
post
I'm
those
in a
films
public
or
place now. I'm
photographs,
outside my private
to
property,
comply. So
but I am recording you. But you're not a child, so
I'm not.
that's all right. I can record adults, Doug, with my camera on my bike. But if there's a child on the pavement, I can't do that. So what they're saying is I can't use my camera on my bike anymore. Correct?
Well, there's always going to be children in the town.
Well,
isn't
I've
there?
tried to explain that,
We're
but
serving the notice at the moment. We're not going to go through.
No,
all
we
that's to be
just.
done. That's to be done in court, Mr.
Yeah.
Green. Okay.
So what I've got here is my copy that I've signed
Yeah.
and dated and said that you have refused to sign.
Yeah, that's
There is
fine.
an exact
Copy.
copy in here with
You
my
need-
signature.
you need-
I'll put that
no,
on the,
there's no
on the document.
coronavirus on paper. So-
I know. So that is an exact copy that I have for you. Okay, and I'm going to leave that with you. As I say, it is detailed. Your route of appeal is detailed. My contact details are also in there for you.
Yeah. Okay, Susan. Thank you.
Thank you, Thank
And
you very
you.
much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Okay.
Thank you, Doug.
Okay, yeah, come on.